Mid-South Peace of Justice Center here with Blightwatch. We're at 1111 Thule in the New Chicago neighborhood, and this we've seen some rough places, but this one may take the cake here. As you can see, completely, this property probably should be condemned. What you're looking at right now is the driveway. If you can actually believe that. Completely unsecured, vacant, no windows or doors at all to speak of. You can barely see past the front yard. For those of you keeping score at home, this is once again a property owned by Washington Mutual, which now means it's owned by JP Chase. They're hiding their ownership of this property by keeping it in the name of the woman who formerly owned it 3 years ago. As a result, there's been no maintenance of this property for 3 years. No taxes have been paid on it for 3 years, and clearly no code enforcement or health department concerns have been dealt with for 3 years. This is the sidewalk you're looking at right in front of this property. And again, what are people in this neighborhood supposed to think? Why are people in this neighborhood, why should they even bother when we allow banks to do this to us, to these neighborhoods? And here's why you should care if you don't live in this neighborhood. They owe, if you're keeping score at home, add another $1,493.42 to JP Chase. That's the unpaid taxes on this. I'm sure it's much higher once you throw in the code considerations. But they're getting away with it scot-free. So after a while, you have to ask the question, why should anybody bother? Something needs to be done. They need to be held accountable, and we're going to be working with the people in the neighborhood to do that. If our leaders won't do this, we will do this ourselves, but there needs to be some accountability on the political level, on the government level, but most importantly with JP Chase. As a matter of fact, right next door here, you don't have to go that far once it steps into the neighborhood. We've got another butte here at 1115. We're going to find out who owns that, but we have strong reason to believe that this is also a bank-owned property. And as you can see, open door policy right there. Front door no longer in existence. And you got to understand, there's people who live in this neighborhood, hard-working, decent people, and they're trying to do what they can here, and they've got to live next to this 24/7, day in and day out. Right across the street, there's a school. Millions of your tax dollars went into providing a place to educate our young people. I believe that's the new Manassas School. And I tell you what, we wouldn't tolerate this by White Station High School. We wouldn't tolerate this in other schools in other parts of the city. So why should we tolerate it here in New Chicago? So when you have the answer for that, I'd love to hear it. So what's the story, JP Chase?